Hello and welcome to Cooking Technique Tuesday. So it is fall, and at the farmer's market this past weekend I actually got a lovely acorn squash. So I found a recipe in the WW app. It's a baked acorn squash with roasted red peppers and eggs, which I'm very excited about. So first things first, I've got my trusty, very sharp WW chef knife, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the top of the acorn squash. Whoop, there we go. See, this is very sharp. I started a little bit before, camera magic. I just wanted to make sure I got it off with ease, because the last thing you want to do is be struggling with this. And I'll be honest, if you do struggle with cutting squash, you are not alone. In fact, when it comes to butternut squash, I simply refuse. I never, ever, ever like to cut it. So I'm going to cut the end off of this side as well, just to give me, basically, I don't want this thing to move around, but I need to cut it lengthwise down the center. You want to be super cautious. You just kind of want to, usually what I do is I just try to start, here we go. Maybe I'll try the other side. Oh, yep, there we go. So see, sometimes things are easier than you make them out to be. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, so now I've got my squash. Well, it's okay. Dropped on the floor. Cleaned it up afterwards. I actually have a grapefruit spoon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it, all of the innards out. I've got my little dump bowl here, but the grapefruit spoon, it makes this so much easier. So I've got this all cleaned out. I'm going to put them on my sheet tray. I've got parchment paper on there as well. And it's actually quick and easy. So I'll be roasting the squash. Let me get a little bit more of that out. There we go. All right. So I've got two cleaned halves right here. Cooking spray. There we go. And a little bit of salt. Make sure to get it inside as well. And then a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. And dried oregano. And I am using Sicilian oregano. There's not much of a difference, but I'm Sicilian, so I like using it. I got it in an Italian specialty store, so there we go. Okay, just dump that in there. I love oregano. It's one of my favorite things. So I'm using a little bit more than the recipe calls for, which is okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in the oven. I will see you back here in just a little bit. Alrighty, we are back. So my acorn squash is out of the oven, and you'll know it's done when you can put a paring knife in and out. And I did that. I let it cook for like 4 minutes extra than the recipe says, so about 29 minutes total. So now what I'm going to do is I've got my eggs in little ramekins. I wanted to go ahead and put them in something separate because I didn't want to get any shell accidentally in here. So I'm just going to pour it in. Now, it just depends on how done you want your egg. I like mine a little runny. So the recipe suggests about 15 minutes for runny and about 20 minutes for set. Totally your choice. I'm probably gonna check mine at 12 just because I do like it a little runny. I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper on top. You can put more salt. I'm actually gonna finish it off with some sea salt. It's the IKEA version of Maldon, which is a great fleur de sel. So I'm not gonna put any more salt on it because that would be too much. But I'm also going to put roasted red peppers on top. This is gonna end up being absolutely beautiful, which I'm very excited about. I think I might have chopped up a few too many red peppers, but that's okay. And I'm gonna put this back in the oven. There we go. And then I will see you when it comes out, when our eggs are set. I'm excited. See you in a moment. Alrighty, we are back. So I let this cook. Actually, the 15 minutes looks just about perfect. Now I'm gonna top it with a little bit of flaky salt. Not much, just a little bit. And then the recipe called for feta. I'm using Parmesan. Mostly because I don't use feta all that often. I didn't have it on hand, but I had plenty of Parmesan. So when you have, substitutions like that, you can always change it and edit it in our recipe builder. So I'm gonna add this. This is fresh out of the oven, so the cheese will melt after just a moment. And, oh, fresh dill, which is one of my favorite herbs. It's just, it adds so much flavor. In fact, I'm very excited because I have some left over in there, and I'm gonna have that with salmon. So, there we go. Very quick, very easy. Let's see how the egg did. Ooh, perfect. A little set, but not completely set. So let me grab just a little bite of everything. Oh, I'm gonna go eat this while it's still hot, and I'll see you next Cooking Technique Tuesday. Have a good one.